Hold on to your seats. The fun and excitement of duckpin bowling is rolling your way. It's time for Duckpin Magic.
Welcome back to Duckpin Magic. We're in Stratford, Connecticut at the Barnum Lanes for this DPBA Pro Tour stop. We're midway up a 13-man ladder, and we've got the two winners of the two shows from the previous weeks back together today to find out who's going to advance.
Well, they're going to continue to climb, Mike. We have Steve Iavarone from week 1, and we have Nemo Lingerman, who dodged a couple bullets last week to get this far, and they're going to be in our first match.
All right, we'll get to the first match and meet our bowlers right after this.
We now join this game already in progress.
He definitely has taken some velocity off, almost as if he's got to be more of a finesse pitcher. Of course, Nemo used to be a pitcher in the Twins minor league organization.
Tough 8 frame.
Maybe he felt he'd become a little bit more accurate if he took a little off.
Well, I tell you, I think it was tough for Nemo to become more accurate. He was an accurate, strong, aggressive bowler. I think that you can overthrow the ball, as I've pointed out many times, and I think it was one of his drawbacks in the heat of the battle to do that. But he's backed off quite a bit. Still averaged 152 this year in the bowling season. We have a little problem here with lane number 1.
All right, we'll take a time out and be back with more of our action here from the Barnum Lanes in Stratford, Connecticut, right after this. Nemo Lingerman is ready to resume now on lane 1. Frame number 3. In match number 1 on Duckpin Magic, we've got two big matches awaiting you today. See, Nemo is really becoming frustrated about what's happening to him. I don't think I've ever seen him bowl and come up with this kind of result for so long a period of time.
It's a tough to bowl, you know, the every other frame. He had a strike and a spare, and he's winning the game last week, back to back. And other than that, he just haven't been able to put anything together. And it's not making any excuses. There's a little bit of poor bowling been going on, Mike. Whether it be the conditions as far as being on TV, the pressure, and quite often a bad game will produce a bad game. But you know, you do start bowling each other, as we pointed out, and I don't think Steve's going to wait around. He's not going to bowl, you know, 120. I think Steve's going to put his score up. We watched him miss a single, but other than that, he's been in the pocket 3 times. Could have very well been a triple.
Well, he's got it. Second mark in the game for him in the 3rd frame.
And a 14-pin lead plus as he bowls frame number 4. Little outside in type pitch that time, went behind the head pin, left the 2, 5, 7, and 8. Getting in a situation, Mike, where the wins in the next couple of games produce a couple more dollars in the weekend paycheck for these bowlers.
That's right. And they can significantly improve their position by, you know, winning here and moving up.
Very good night, sweetie.
Right now, the two bowlers are guaranteed at least $350. A win, however, means that then they'd be bowling for $450, and then it goes up to $500, $550, $650, and then, of course, the big money, $1,000 or $2,000 for second place and first place. Nemo's done it again. He is really struggling out there to try to find something that's going to work for him.
Not having a lot of fun.
No, he really isn't. He's really frustrated.
And we can't send the pitching coach out to
settle him down. That's
settle
right.
him down or give him any tips to get him. I think what you have to do, Mike, and I've been there, and it's easier said from back here, is whatever routine you're in, is change it. Just totally get away from it. And that's very hard to do because you know it's a 10-frame game, and there's just not a lot of time. You've got to stick to what it is that got you there. And if you lose with it, you lose with it. But
well, let's see if we can get it going here in the fifth frame.
I think he's got to get aggressive. He looks careful to me. He looks very cautious, deliberate. Now, he threw that ball. You see the difference in the pin action. I mean,
they put a little more velocity on it, and he threw it down the lane.
Exactly. The hand came up through the ball. That's the first ball he's thrown in, what, 14 frames. That was actually his 15th frame that I've seen him snap off, that the ball. And you don't have to throw it hard to snap it. But I think his style is says that he does have to do that. There you
Steve
see
Iavarone comes right back.
Big ball by Steve, and I tell you, Steve has been right there, 4 out of the 5 frames. Strike, open, but see, did he ever have the frame? Strike, open, spare, open, strike, and if you can't put them together, you're not going to shoot a score.
Well, it seems like the bowlers have had a lot of problems with lane 1 here, which is the left side lane. And we'll see what happens as Steve Iavarone will move over there and bowl there again.
I guarantee he's thinking strike. Big time he's thinking strike.
Yep.
I tell you, it's been amazing. It's almost a nightmare to the bowlers, but it's kept the matches close. I mean, we can't say that last week's show was exciting at all, but all the games were close. The first game was 128-123, then you had 123-117, and all within a couple pins, so anyone
6 pins was the biggest margin of difference, which is not a lot.
That's exciting, but high game being 128 is not real exciting. And
and
like
the
I
week
say,
before it wasn't bad. We had Peter Pierce had a 166 and a 146, and Iavarone beat Peter Pierce with a 170. So some scores that were pretty decent the week before. Well, let's see if we get back on the winning track here.
Wow, picture's worth 1,000 words, and you see it. These guys are a little tough on the announcers, Mike. There's not a whole lot we can say. They keep looking like instant replays, but they're for real. An 8 count. There's a big ball, Mike. He was working on a strike, and he's staying in the game. I mean, he's a couple marks out of it.
Except 10.
Very, very frustrating.
That time I think he shied off the head pin a little bit.
Well, you know, it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I can see it. Maybe then throw it off the side and
hope something happens. Yep.
I'm not getting them right up the middle here.
Overshot that. Boy, just not a whole lot that can be said. 18-pin lead, 80-62. Steve Iavarone, of course, with the 80.
No, still can't get it going, and here comes Steve Iavarone. Let's see if pattern holds true for Steve.
Sitting here, I think they're in the 20th frame, Mike. It's been
every other frame
we'll
on
see.
lane 2 has been a mark. Well, this is almost incredible.
Yeah.
If you went up and asked bowlers to do this, they could do it. He picks up 3. He'll be looking to pick up 3 more and get to 10.
You wouldn't think that the guys that throw the ball as hard as these two throw it. There you go, another pick. I tell you, it's just unbelievable. It really is unbelievable, Mike. In the 2.5, 3 years we've been doing this, I don't think I've ever seen anything
stretched like this. No.
It's a fever that won't break.
88-71, a 17-pin advantage for Steve Iavarone.
And put the crowd of people to sleep, you know.
Really hasn't been too much to cheer for at this point, but Steve Iavarone with an opportunity to break the pattern and pick up a mark here on lane number 1. Previous to this, he's got 3 marks. All of them came on lane 2. And he's got one.
Yeah, let's hear it, folks. He made a mark. On lane 1, nonetheless. I tell you, Nemo's got these 2 frames are going to be it. He's got to have 2 marks right now. If he doesn't mark in the 8th and 9th, I believe it's going to be Iavarone bowling Luke Sarkees, no, John Gorman.
Well, he's got a break opportunity here.
Let's see if he shoots us aggressively or if he just points at it. Be very easy to point at after what he's going through the first 7 frames. Good ball. He threw a good ball.
Well, picks up the mark,
pinner.
so he matches the mark that Steve Iavarone posted, and has an opportunity now to put a little bit more pressure on Mr. Iavarone with another mark here in the 9th. And preferably a strike, I would think.
That's what he's got. He needs at least a sharp 9. Yep. You know, an aggressive, take control type ball. If you might as well decide your own destiny. He left it hang out, but he got away with it. See, I'm on the bowling lanes. How can I be lost? And he's lost.
Well, he put 2 together there.
Both. You heard the ball when he shot the spare, and it's just you lose a little confidence, Mike, and you start just fishing, and that's what he's doing. And he kept himself in the game. It's 99 plus. He did mark in the 8th and 9th. Steve Iavarone with the mark counting, frame number 9 for Steve. That's going to go.
Yep.
A strike.
Sure did.
Back to 19 pins, I think, Mike. Both bowlers with marks in the 9th. Steve Iavarone 118 plus a strike. Nemo 99 with the spare working, and Steve's in pretty good shape. I'd say 18, 26, 30, so 97. He makes this and counts, he can close Nemo out. Nemo's best Nemo can do is 139. 2 pins is going to close him out. .138 plus this ball, Steve Iavarone.
Oh, there it is. .146 for Steve Iavarone.
He will be going on to face John Gorman in our next match. It's amazing
so
what
typical,
happens when you relax.
Yep.
Let the ball do the work.
Well, Nemo's going to some numbers up here before finally having to take a seat in this tournament.
Mike, you know what we do? It's like trying to crack a whip with a stiff arm, and there's just no snap on it, and it's
finishes up.
A nice 20 finish, 129, 146, Mike.
Okay, that's it. And Steve Iavarone will come back to face off against John Gorman when we return right after this.